Hello, this is Vedashri and Teesta here. We are presenting the case for ACMI for visually impaired. This is our presentation for assignment 1. Our research explores ACMI's accessibility for the visually impaired, starting with a site study to understand its context. We then examined our focus group, highlighting their significance and demographics. Next, we identified key stakeholders at ACMI to understand their roles and connections with the project, then mapped the journey of visually impaired visitors. By assessing ACME's strengths and weaknesses, we pinpointed areas for improvement and explored successful design precedents to address these challenges. Finally, we reflected on our research methods to evaluate our approach. We analyzed ACME at an urban scale to understand its context. Its proximity to major city hotspots, such as Flinders Station, makes it easily accessible. Being close to NGV attracts a larger audience, while nearby educational hubs like RMIT play a key role as research partners for ACME. We looked at how the building sits within Federation Square, one of Melbourne's most vibrant social hubs. ACME has two main entrances, one from Flinders Street and another from the Federation Square via Swanston Street. The building layout is well distributed. Entering from Flinders Street leads to a lobby that connects to ACME's major permanent exhibit, The Story of Moving Image, followed by a retail shop. Other key spaces include the urban lounge, designed for relaxation, and a temporary art gallery. The first level houses multiple labs and studios, while the upper level contains cinema, halls, and administration spaces. After conducting a brief study and visit to multiple museums, we chose ACME due to its global significance and the quality of its exhibits. ACME stands out for its visual, interactive, and immersive experiences. It is recognized as one of the best museums in the world for screen culture. The museum offers a diverse range of engaging interactive exhibits and is technologically advanced. It is known for collaborating with various universities and industry professionals. However, despite its many strengths, ACME misses a critical aspect of accessibility. While its location is easily accessible, it fails to provide accessibility for the visually impaired visitors.
So, why are we taking the case of the visually impaired? The Convention of Rights of Persons with Disability emphasizes the importance of accessibility for individuals with disabilities. It is crucial for Australian organizations to identify and eliminate barriers to ensure everyone can participate fully in society. Vision Australia discusses specific design measures that can enhance accessibility for visually impaired individuals. Certain non negotiable design measures include tactile ground surfaces indicators, high contrast signage, and barrier free pathways, among others. Additionally, we will touch on moderate and lower priority measures that can also contribute to improve visual accessibility. Put these claims into perspective, we looked at some key metrics for the visually impaired. There are approximately 36 million blind individuals and 217 million people with visual impairment worldwide. A significant 94% of visually impaired individuals report visiting a museum at least once a year, while 49% of them try to visit more than 3 times annually. Importantly, over 80% of these individuals express that they would visit museums more frequently if accessibility was improved, with 6% stating that they would go much more often. Talking about more specifics, there are currently 576,000 people who are blind or visually impaired across Australia. In Victoria alone, there are 34,900 individuals experiencing complete or partial blindness, which is significant given to the state's total population of 5.8 million. It is also important to note that the number of blind or visually impaired people is projected to increase to 138,000 by 2030. Finally, a study for accessibility in museum reveals a data set with 6 main barriers that hinders visits to museums, including lack of adapted content and guided tours. Notably, 70% of visitors do not feel autonomous while navigating a museum. ACME, which is recognized as the world's most visited moving images museum, sees around 2,740 visitors per day, emphasizing the need for better accessibility measures. This proves our question. How can visually impaired people access visual digital content without forced companionship?
At an urban level, there are interventions in place for the visually impaired. The footpaths leading to ACME's entrance feature tactile ground surface indicators to help guide visually impaired visitors. However, these interventions disappear once inside the museum. In terms of stakeholders who are responsible for these interventions, ACME's management team plays a crucial role. The visually impaired, along with tourists and other visitors, are the primary beneficiaries of this space. Additionally, service providers and caretakers are equally important as they offer essential support and assistance to the visually impaired. Several local organizations, such as Art Access Victoria, Vision Australia, and Blind Citizens Australia, collaborate to provide services for the visually impaired. Assistive technology providers also play a significant role in enhancing accessibility. Educational institutions, particularly RMIT University, serve as key research partners for ACME and can contribute in improving services for the visually impaired. Similarly, the City of Melbourne and the Victorian Government can facilitate various programs to enhance accessibility at ACME. Finally, local community groups and social media platforms also play an important role in raising awareness and influencing public perception regarding the accessibility for the visually impaired. To better understand our focus group, we mapped their journey of accessing and interacting with moving images. We divided the entire experience into three stages: pre visit, navigation through the museum, and interaction with the exhibits. The journey begins when a visually impaired person first hears about ACME. This usually happens through word of mouth, community events, radio, or social media. From there, they search for more information on websites or social media platforms. Once they decide to visit, they book tickets online and contact administration to check for available support services at the museum. On the day of the visit, they use suitable transportation to reach ACME. Upon arrival, physical signage and tactile pathways help guide them to the entrance. While directional signages are placed to assist visitors, they are often not accessible to visually impaired individuals. As a result, they rely on staff or companions for navigation. To access audio guides, they speak to the reception desk. However, at times the staff may not be adequately trained, leading to situations where visitors are unable to obtain an audio guide. They then proceed towards the exhibits, usually with the help of a staff member or a companion. While they attempt to interact with displays, not all exhibits are designed to be accessible. Sensory installations tend to be of greater interest for them, as they provide a more immersive experience. Additionally, they participate in workshops and events with staff support, provide feedbacks, and also use the lens feature to capture their experience. However, their entire journey is highly dependent on a staff or a companion accompanying them. As a result, their perception of the museum is often shaped by others, limiting their ability to form an independent opinion.
To analyze the good service design parameters in ACME for the visually impaired, we have studied the existing scenario in three focus areas. These are pre-visit, navigation, and interaction. The existing analysis is followed by ideal situation precedent or practice successfully working in another museum. Starting with pre-visit accessibility features of ACME, their website is designed to be visually clear and well balanced, ensuring good color contrast for visually impaired users. However, the website currently lacks text to speech compatibility. Additionally, it provides limited description of specific areas of sensory experience, which could enhance user understanding. While booking assistance is available, it does not offer direct auditory guidance options, which becomes a major pain point at this pre visit stage. The Smithsonian American Art Museum offers a pre visit experience that enhances visitor engagement. Key takeaways include pre recorded audios that introduce visitors to important exhibits and auditory wayfinding cues. Detailed verbal description of the space and artworks are also provided to enrich the visitor experience. For ACME, we propose developing an interactive guide with spatial audio and an app that offers voice-based navigation previews. Enhanced verbal descriptions of exhibitions and tactile opportunities will further improve accessibility and engagement for all visitors, tech savvy or not. Talking about the navigation strengths currently in place at ACME, concierges are available throughout the museum to provide guidance, which is a significant asset. They also have tactile markers at entrances and occasional exhibits that feature live audio description. But there are no indoor wayfinding audios to guide visitors between exhibits, and ACME lacks an auditory cue for orientation. We discussed the British Museum as a precedent for navigation, where the key takeaways include the use of Bluetooth beacons for real time spoken directions and tactile pathways. Additionally, interactive maps with haptic feedbacks are designed to improve spatial awareness for visitors. For application to ACME, we provide installing a similar beacon based navigation system and developing an auditory wayfinding map accessible via smartphones. We also aim to introduce tactile cues alongside auditory guidance throughout the museum. Lastly, we discuss the case of interaction within ACME. While ACME offers multisensory exhibits that incorporate audio first interaction, enhancing visitor engagement, they also provide 6 described audio based tours each year. There is a lack of real time interaction voice based content for users. Additionally, availability of adapted touch and hear experience is also limited. Discussing the case of the Louvre Museum in Paris, where they utilize voice activated exhibits to enhance engagement for the visually impaired visitors. The museum offers multi-sensory experience that incorporates sounds, touch, and haptic feedback. A real time narration is provided as visitors approach different objects, enriching their experience. For ACME, we can develop interactive AI based auditory storytelling for exhibits, implementing touch and hear stations with vibration feedback, and introducing soundscape immersion features for digital media exhibits can create a more engaging environment. We conclude our presentation by discussing the strengths and weaknesses identified in our research method. Starting with strengths, the site analysis highlighted the prime location and accessibility via public transport for our site. In terms of weaknesses, we found that the information on the website did not align with the actual site reality. We also missed the chance to observe our focus audience on site, which could have provided valuable insights. Stakeholder analysis helped us understand interconnections among various agencies, while the situation analysis revealed important on ground realities. Lastly, the post visit experience utilizes a lens for deeper engagement and reflection in our research synthesis process. So that's the case of ACME. Thank you.